Brand new season, new chapter 15 is out with Lyca rework and like a bunch of balance changes, a new Strife mechanic, and a bunch of stuff. And I'll be in this video going over the patch notes for the game King Godcastle 6.2.7. It is that time again. As you can see, Eledor Invasion chapter 15 is gonna be freaking exciting. So now we are kind of in King Godcastle. If you guys haven't really been playing, we are in this point in King Godcastle right now where a lot of things are kind of shifting and changing. Yes, there's a lot of like opinions about legacies and all this pay to win stuff, but it is still fun time. You know, boys, I enjoy the freaking game. You know what I'm saying? This patch is kind of lengthy, so I'm just gonna be going through it. And by the way, the patch is not live yet. As of right now, it's in that like that season lull right before it hits, so we can't really check this out yet. We don't really know a lot of information, and it's just speculation and things like that. So I can give you an idea of what I think, how like the new Strife mechanics and stuff will work. Is very exciting. So we're gonna be seeing it. So chapter 15, boys, we have to talk about this, boys. So I'm very curious about the lore on these guys, boys. Like, look at it. Clearly they're based on altars, very ancient looking. The designs are super fire. I am assuming this is where Saras came from, right? And it's just so awesome. It is so different than it. I just love it. I freaking love it. Can't wait to freaking farm it and stuff like that, and all the new challenges. So eventually there will be new accessories for this as well, so that I'm looking forward to that. So that's all we really know. And don't worry about this. This is a straight up typo. Lyca rework. We're gonna be going through this. So they are doing a Lyca rework similar to Hanzi, right? I have kind of skimmed through this to kind of like get a gist. So Lyca is characterized by great benefits. Okay, you guys can read it. Time went by. Basically, power creep, right? Very powerful when transformed. So basically, they're trying to be like, okay, when Lyca transforms, that's when he's like godlike, right? So base stats, increase HP, increase attack. I don't know why this is red. Oh, it's red because it's attack. So this is not a nerf, okay? It's attack because it's color coded a red attack, right, and blue spell power. So increase attack, increase spell power, increase all base stats, and then before the transformation, his ability. So before he just transformed, right, and then he gets like increased stats. So now he transforms, all right. Increase HP and attack, very similar to before, but obviously with higher percentages here. After transforming, his attacks become AoE 3x3, which is very nice. It's not the hugest range, but it will help him with like, you know, it's any hero that kind of hits one target. As of right now, it feels kind of bad, right? You kind of need this, like, oh, you can kind of, there's some AoE clear to it, but if they don't have AoE clear, their single target better be like on point, right? So I love to see this. This is very good. Now, when he, after transforming, right, when he's in wolf form, before he just like leaps around and then, you know, he stuns a target and deals like a little bit of damage, right? Now he does charge to, he charges, I don't know. Let's look at the freaking. Let's look at this. He charges. So he actually paths. Or maybe he just teleports. Interesting word of choice here. Charges. But anyway, he goes to the farthest enemy. That's the AI. So anyone that's like in the far back, right? That's the AI, which is very similar to what it currently is, right? Dealing damage, stunning. Okay, so nothing new. You know, yeah, this kind of goes up a little bit, but nothing new. If the target has protection, now I love freaking, like, I have always like imagined this would be a thing, and so it is very good to see that it's getting incorporated into Lyca's kit, right? So because this makes them super unique and super useful, right? So if the target has protection, which right now shield, like protection shield is the white thing, right? Armor. If they have protection, he destroys a percentage of it, which is based on, I imagine, his tiers, right? 25 to 100% of the protection before dealing damage. He destroys protection, which is crazy good. Gonna be really great in arena, which he's always been a kind of an arena focused kind of champion, so it is very nice to see. But there are other applications for him too, don't get me wrong, but this is a very unique effect that it doesn't exist in the game yet, and I love to freaking see it. So while he's in transformation, the damage range of his normal attacks changes to 3/3 nearby. So it's, you know, it's 3/3. When he transforms, it is 3/3, all right, which is very good to see. But this effect alone is like, ooh, chef's kiss. He will be relevant no matter. He'll be relevant as long as protection is kind of relevant, which right now it is a super relevant because a lot of heroes are very tanky. There are a lot of freaking shields, and this is a very nice like a rock paper scissors thing, like an answer to that, right? Like a direct counter, which is very nice to see. So you can kind of look at this. They didn't really do anything visually, you know. It's the same thing with Hanzi and the other reworks. Like it's just a kit kind of rework. So pretty cool. You can see the slashes for the 3/3 range. Cool. Now, as level 4 potential ability, he gets tankier when he's transforming, which is cool. Level 8 potential ability is increased damage for his ability equal to the amount of protection destroyed, which is crazy. Synergy, right? So like if he's facing a Taesan comp or a Belina comp, this is direct counter, right? And if he's destroying 100% of that protection, he gains that damage. That's pretty freaking crazy. Pretty not much. I don't know off the top of my head. This is probably the first time this kind of mechanic exists, like where you are ripping, you're shredding something, and then you are gaining like what you shred kind of thing, right? Yeah, and not like, you know, not like Sargala and things like that. So like he is shredding protection and he's gaining damage based on the amount of protection he is shredding, which is kind of crazy, right? Off the top of my head, I don't know, there might be an effect, but this is great potential ability. This is like, you know, cool, right? He should be tankier when he's wolf, so that helps with that. First awakening ability. So this is the one that everyone uses before, right? So even more MP recovery on normal attacks, right? And then he generates protection equal to 20% of max HP, even tankier. So it's kind of funny, right? He like shreds protection, but he also gains protection. So this is just, he transforms faster and he's tanky, right? And this is, when I read this is going to be 100% your go-to if you either are not using him as a carry and you're just using him as like a side unit to stun and to shred protection. And it's most likely going to be his most used awakening, which is the same as now, right? First awakening has always been the go-to, and this is probably the go-to, but his second awakening, all right, second awakening was pretty trash in the past, so no one really uses it. So now what it does is that it changed the targeting priority to the highest tier. So you are guaranteeing that he targets the highest tier no matter what, and he gets percent attack speed, a lot of percent attack speed for his next 3 normal attacks, right? And the only drawback is that it takes him a bit longer to transform, right? Unless you're using like Mage Altar or what have you. So I see this really good for arena. This is definitely an arena thing. I think this one will be more widely used because it's going to give you that protection and defensiveness and stuff, and you still get the stun and all that. So it's more utility focused. This one is more like, oh, we like carry kind of focus because you get the attack speed, right? And then also it's guaranteeing the highest tier that is being targeted, which is really useful in arena, for example, right? So 2 solid new awakening abilities that, in my opinion, has some versatility where you would choose one of the other depending on the situation. I love that. That's what I want, man. I want heroes that have 2 awakening abilities that are useful in some niche cases or whatever. Like I want to have 2. I just don't want to be defaulted to 1, right? So awesome. He also gets his unique freaking legacy. As of right now, as I mentioned, the patch has not been live, so I actually don't know the last effect on here because, you know, they leave out information on the patch notes. I don't get it. I don't freaking get it. I honestly don't understand why they don't tell you everything. They don't tell you. But anyway, so when the wear restricts enemies' movement, so pretty much like a stun or whatever, restricts not movement slow. Ooh, I don't know. Does this apply to movement slow? Restricts enemy movement. I mean, restricting is like hard stopping, right? So movement slow, is that restricting? I guess so, right? It's like a soft restrict. I'm assuming any effect that is like a debuff to enemies movement. So I could be wrong. But this obviously, this is a Lyca legacy. So that means that his stun will be applying this, right? So it grants a stack of this and to the wearer, and it increase damage dealt and reduces damage taken per stack, max 5 stacks. And then there's a cooldown to which he can stack this, right? And we don't know the special effects. It could be bonkers. It could be, I have no clue. The patch isn't up live yet. By the time you guys see this video, you're gonna be like, hey, Nob, the patch is up and I'm a god at this. You suck, right? I mean, you know, you guys are smarter than me, but the patch isn't live yet. We don't know the effect. So this is all we know. From face value, it seems, I mean, it seems good. Is it a broken? I don't know. Is the new effect broken? Could be. We don't know, boys. We don't freaking know. I do like the art. Look at this edgy art, bro. All right, next one is going to be TAEBAEK Battle Pass. Of course, there's a battle freaking pass, right? So TAEBAEK finally, the king of the underworld. I must say, they made him look way cooler than I thought they could have. Look at this new effect, bro. That effect looks sick. The color palette is a little, you know, it is a battle pass for sure. You definitely know that, but the effect is sick. Ooh, I like that. They actually, wait, hold on. Let me see that again. I see the chain. Do you see the, oh, it's a chain. Do you see the chain? It's like a chain link thing. I mean, it makes sense. His belt is a chain. Oh, I like that. I see you. Ooh, I like that. I'll rate it an 8. I'll give it an 8. You know, we're rating stuff. There's some stuff about this festival. Do we look at that now? Red versus Blue is back, and then this is the Strife stuff. So let's go to the other stuff. So we're gonna go to no, that's interesting. The Strife. Let's go back to the more less exciting stuff. So Fairy Tale is up right now. That's the festival. You can get stuff. Artemis Battle Pass skin is back. Get Nil Battle Pass skin is back. By the way, as a reminder, there is a skin playlist of all the skins in the game on my channel. Check it out. So here are the returning skins for Fairy Tale and stuff like that. This is interesting though. Tia Zephyr and 4th anniversary King God Pass resale skins will be announced later, which I don't know what that means. There is the 4th anniversary for AWESOMEPIECE, and they're going to be doing something for it. We just don't know what. So it's kind of interesting that they are, for some reason, holding off Tia in the review. I don't know. We'll see. We'll freaking see. So there's that. And then here is the season calendar. Oh my, the League half seasons are still a thing, boys. I hate it, dude. I freaking, no words. I got no words for you, bruh. I got no words. Tower Trials, they are completely remaking a remake, boys. Tower Trials will no longer be playable in the original form after this season. This content is what meant, I mean, maybe like the first 2 seasons when it was out. Now it's time for a new change. Starting next season, it will come with a completely new look. So this is interesting. So if you guys want that Tower Trials flag, like we have zero clue how they're gonna be doing it. It's a complete remake, by the way. It's not like a revamp. It's a complete remake. So I have no clue if they intend on keeping it a competitive mode where you can get like a King God flag and stuff for Tower Trials. I have no clue. So to be safe, I mean, I'm going to assume that they're going to be retaining the same competitive system so you can get like the Tower Trials King God flag and stuff like that, but I have no clue. I would say if you really want it and if you are really sweaty like that, I would go for Tower Trials King God. If if that's your thing, you would try to get it this season because we have zero clue if they're going to retain the competitive nature of it. Like imagine if next season they completely remake it and then they took away the competitive mode, then whoever, all the people who did Tower Trials and got the King God banner for Tower Trials, that's the only way you could have gotten it is if you did it on the first iteration of Tower Trials, right? That would suck, but we have no clue. We have no clue. Something to think about. Solo raid, Blacksmith Greed. If you think about it, they were adding a new king difficulty to make it tougher. And then Alliance raid is going to be Blood Giant Mage, Herald of Blood. So they have teased that they're going to be adding a new boss to raid, and these are the new bosses. So it's like the Herald line that they're calling it. We have no clues about the details. They said that they're going to be announcing the details when Alliance raid happens, but Herald Blood is in this rotation. What does it do? I have no freaking clue. But is obviously in the future, Herald from other altars may also be added. This word may means, you know, it's just like a defensive word to kind of like, you know, kind of give them some leeway, like, oh, it's not 100%, we're not working on it right now, but eventually maybe, right? So Herald of like Greed, Mage, you know, you could, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's a little, you know, it's not exactly creative, but at least it is nice to see some new bosses, because it has been a long time since there was anything new for raid, to be honest. I mean, I don't do it because there's a very good reason why, and they still haven't addressed the main issue with it. Anyway, Arena, and then Arena half seasons, cool. Slime, it is going to be Mystique and West. Please give me the freaking list of heroes. Here are the rewards. Strife Battlefield. This is the new Strife mechanic that they're going to be adding. We'll be going into that in a second. And that is that. Okay, so main update. Okay, so the League of Phoenix just ended. So if you got plays, you get the Zalbai one or the Hanzi one, right? Depending. And then the new one, the next one, still have freaking seasons. It's going to be Leo for the Arena one. Zalyun for the Strife. Well, I'm a Zalyun. I have to freaking get this, bro. I mean, I'm gonna get all of them, but like it makes me, if it was any other hero, I would like care about it like less. I'll of course get it, but now I'm like, oh, I gotta grind for this 100%, right? Like extra hard. I mean, it's pretty easy to get it, for me, but it is kind of, this half season stuff needs to go, bro. Freaking needs to go. Now we're gonna go hero balancing. Behemoths. I'm not going to read the text. You guys can read it. Link down in the description below to the patch notes so you guys can read it. But basically, they are wanting to... well, they say it here. When they upgraded swords, rapid swords, it relied on too much of this relic. And I'm just like, bro, please. Please, all you have to do is revert the change to shield per damage, not spell power. Honestly, and then keep this, but you know, change, you know, keep, you know, don't, you know, just increase the spell power, revert the change. Honestly, this is not like the biggest issue, but whatever. Kane, more damage because they want to make him solo carry. Sure, I mean, it's not going to change my mind. It's going to be better for people who want to use Kane as a main damage dealer. Okay, Rahak is more attack speed reduction, which is amazing because Rahak is already really good for, you know, damage boosting and the attack speed reduction. So I'll freaking take it. Kathy, getting power crap, basically. So increase health so she can survive, and then increase attack by 33 freaking percent. That's a lot of freaking 33%, bro. But pretty good. I don't necessarily think... Ooh, 33% attack is actually a lot. It's actually quite a bit. I will see that. I mean, Kathy does a lot of damage, so... we will see. I do like it. See, these changes make me do a double take, right? So this is a good change. I just don't know how crazy it is. You know, that's how good of a intriguing change it is. Victoria, you know, it's, you know, people are like, Victoria S rank and stuff, and she has fallen. Guess what? 20% attack increase, which is kind of funny. So Victoria's going up. Pharrell, 8% its spell power increase. I think this needs to be like 25%, brother. But more, give him back the spell power he had on release, bro. Please. That's all you have to do. I mean, this is one step closer. Just suck it up, give him back the spell power, right? A relic balancing, which is interesting. Book of Death, yeah, not many people use it. Plus, right now there's a lot of shields and a lot of people are tanky, so it's really less likely for an enemy to even hit this threshold, right? So I do get why they increased it. I still think 20%. I still think it's not going to be used as much. Honestly, I mean, the hills, whatever, right? I still think with 20% is not going to be used as much. 25%, you start getting me turn my head, but 20%, it's still in that area of, hero adjustment. This is the league thing, so Mel has been used a lot. I haven't been using her too, honestly, but 5%, that you're definitely going to be seeing less play of Mel, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Mayu is getting a huge buff in this. I don't know. You might see a rise in Mayu actually something to work, is worth testing out, because 20% up is no joke, and he has CC immunity kind of mechanics and things like that. He's basically the new Cure Dad. What can I say? So I'm not gonna be surprised if you see Mayu stuff. But it is interesting to see. Strife strat balancing, cool. So silver chest, you get 10. That feels better. I thought it was kind of okay, but now it's actually pretty good. Plunder even more, which is pretty good. Conscription, better, cool, right? I only pick this if I literally have to. Tenacious is pretty good. More defense, less. I would like to see 5 seconds, to be honest. 5 seconds might be a little too much. I think, yeah, it's still good. Depending on the comp. Right now is not necessarily. It's in the okay, cool. I think it's good. Okay, I had a battle with myself for a little bit. Veteran is really popular, 15%, but 2% increment. So it's still really good. Sacred blessing, bro. So it is very important. This is the meta of the meta right now. Obviously, it's super good. So the strat appearance this is very important. The strat appearance conditions stay the same. Okay, stay the same. You only need 3 East regions to have it appear, which is good. Okay, they kept it the same. Thank you. But the true nerf is that the effect condition to activate it, you need 5 or more East regions on the field. That's the give and take. Now, for me, that doesn't really change too much. to me, it's like whatever. It will hurt. It will hurt a lot of the players who can't really adapt, in my opinion. Or players who are so used to just running 3 Taesons on the field, right? So that's where you need to start using your brain a little more. Like for me, how I do my teams, this is not gonna be an issue. So this is the best. It was only a matter of time this was gonna get nerfed, right? And this is the best nerf of it, in my opinion. Like this, if they change this, then it would have been awful, right? It would have been feels bad, but they didn't. They just touched the condition to activate it. Now it does a little get confusing because the activation thing, there's not another strat that has this condition, so now it gets a little confusing. But anyway, it was bound to be nerfed. I think the nerf was very fair, and I like it. This one, I love it how it says delete strategy. This one is so garbage, so they took it away because they're adding a new thing called Fate of the Battlefield, which is where we're going to be seeing that in a second. So notice on new changes to solo raid, new elements will be added to solo raid. So now there's a battle tutorial, and then now is the king level difficulty, new incarnate, like I said. This is, we already went over, new tower trials. Now new Strife battlefield system, Fate of the Battlefield. So disclosure, I have to remind people, the patch is not up yet. So this is all speculation by me. All right. So there are essentially, I've read this before, in my opinions on how it works. So there are essentially 4 big moments in Strife Battlefield now, right? There are many, but I'm talking about the Fate of the Battlefield. There are 4 huge moments for this new system, right? So the first moment is right at game start. There's text right here that I'll be referring to and things like that. You can read it for yourself, but I'm just gonna explain it to how I truly believe how it kind of works. There's some gray area in there to interpretation, but this first screen that you see is when you start Strife Battlefield now, everyone will be presented with this screen, and it's randomized per game. In my opinion, that's what I think. All right, I'm just speculating. There are random 3 things will pop up on the screen telling you what will be applied for your Strife game currently, right? in this picture, you see, you guys can see it, right? So the top one is this, it's a condition. It's a condition thing to let the player know what the condition is for each of these 3 rounds. And you can see the rounds here. So it happens at round 7, 12, and 17. If we don't know if those rounds change, we don't know if it's like a random thing, like maybe it's 6, 10, 15, for example. We have no freaking clue. But in this picture, the markers are round 7, round 12, round 17. Okay, this is very important to understand. So to the player, this is information to know what condition you need to meet on those rounds to be able to get the big cool effect. All right, and we'll get into the big cool effects, right? So if we look at this, I'm assuming there's going to be a button somewhere eventually where you can always view this, because there's no way you can remember this, you know? So I imagine there's going to be a button and be like, okay, what are the conditions again, right? So here, if you read it, round 7, the one with the most silver selects, all right? And it's always this format, the one with XXX selects. All right, you have the power of selection. When at this round you meet that condition, you have the power of selection, right? Okay, so you guys follow me? So round 7, Path of the Wealthy, when you look at this, you're like, okay, for round 7, the one with the most silver selects the big buff for that round. All right, we haven't seen the buffs yet. It's further down, but I kind of wanted to kind of explain the basis of the system first, so everything else kind of makes more sense. So round 7, the one with the most silver selects, right? And then round 12, the one with the fewest banner selects. Banners are your lives, right? Path of the Death Squad, round 17, the one with the smaller troop size selects. So with this in mind, you can plan out which round or rounds or whatever, you can manage your resources, manage your team, your formation, etc. to be the one who at that round have the power of selection of the buff. Okay, you guys follow me? And that's the basis of the system, right? So at round 7, if you are the one who has the most silver, you have the power of selection. Correct. All right. So now we have that out of the way. You guys follow me? You know, you guys can read the freaking the text if you want. But here is another picture. Yeah, you guys see that. So this is Path of the Strategist. So if you see up there at the above, right below the Priya name, right below it, Path of the Strategist. So if we go back here, Path of the Wealthy, Path of Swords, there's a bunch of them, right? It's random per game. All right. It's pre-selected, it's completely random. So one of these rounds, let's say round 12 or some crap, right? This is what pops up when that round happens. So say let's do round 12. So round 12 happens, and then boom, the screen pops up. So it gives you 3 big power-up things, right? So if you read here, so upon reaching the rounds of the game, player who meets special conditions will be given the opportunity to choose one of the fate of the battlefield. And these effects are kind of crazy. So it's plus, like the Magician, +1 silver for every 2 silver currently held. Unequip all equipment from all the heroes. Obtain 10 silver. Then obtain the Philosopher's Stone that lasts only for this round. So you have completely reroll for all of your items. Increase the tier of the highest tier hero on the battlefield by 1. So this gives you an easy tier 6 to a tier 7, for example. And if you meet this, so we are in our example, round 12, the one with the fewest banners select. So the person at this point in round 12, whoever has the fewest banners, they are able to select the effect that is going to be in place, right? Now, this is where it's a little unclear. This is the gray area. So the person who meets that condition gets to select, right? So this applies not only to the person, it applies to everyone, right, in the game. But the power of selection is the person who gets to choose that, right? So the effect selected may trigger immediately or give like an advantage, so depending on the effect, right? So the players who do not meet the conditions in that round cannot choose their desired effect themselves. So this is where it gets a little confusing. So, but can suggest their desired effect to players who can choose them. So you see the Kane player and the Shota player and the Yon player, right? You can like suggest which one you want. So if you're nice, you can be like, okay, I'll get Wheel of Fortune because there's 2 people that need it, or this person needs her. You know, to be honest, I don't think there should be a system where you suggest, right? Because if you're gonna be, for me personally, if you're gonna tell me you want the Hierophant or whatever, Wheel of Fortune, I'm gonna get the Magician because that's the one that no one wants, right? So that's the type of player I am. But so basically this is a voting thing, right? This is just suggestion. But ultimately the player who meets this condition gets to choose this that applies for everybody at that time, right? You guys follow me? So you have this effect. So you have round 7, right? So round 7 is really important. Round 12 is really important. Round 17 is really important. So those are the 3 points in time, which is very pivotal for this new system. And then on top of that, the 4th one is going to be a new showdown thing. So it's kind of like has the same look as the Fate system, right? So it enters showdown mode. So when the game progresses into the latter half, we have no clue what that means, enters showdown. So in this round, 1 or more powerful effects will be randomly applied, maximizing the tension. These random effects drastically change the game, requiring etc, etc. So I don't know what these are. So if you see the random, the Roman numerals, so that is 13, that is, what is that, 8, and this is, what is that, 15, right? Maybe that is correlated to the round and it comes in. I have no freaking clue, boys. So 30 heat in Strife from now on, doubling entities, doubling monsters. It's crazy, right? So those are the 4 new things, like the pivotal moments. Round 7, round 12, round 17, and then the showdown, right? And it's pretty clear cut. So that is how I believe it works, and it's pretty freaking exciting. Of course, again, the patch isn't live yet now, so that's just me speculating, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty freaking close on how it will function. New Scroll Blessing, don't recommend that. New Skin Toy Soldiers Victoria with cool art, cool unique art. Of course, this is for gyms, pretty cool. Bug fixes, and that is it, boys. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the new Fate system, the raid stuff, if you care about that, balance adjustments, the freaking league skins, you got the freaking TAEBAEK battle pass, and then chapter freaking 15 Lyca rework. There's a lot of freaking crap. And as a reminder, they are doing like a different cadence. Now is not an update every week, it's like every other, right? So there's going to be more impactful patches, I hope, and less of like dead patches, right? So we will see. I'll definitely be doing a chapter 15 playthrough, phase 0 to 15, as I always do with new chapters. It's going to be fun. Keep a lookout for that video. And always, thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it, and I'll see you next one, boys. Later.